Morning, everyone. Welcome to See Me Traveling's Daily Coffee Talk. I'm Marsha.
And I'm Curt.
And it is Monday. And it feels like it should be Saturday again for me. So I'm just going to throw that out there. Today, it is sunny outside. It's beautiful. And we're going to talk about customer service. That's going to be great. On vacation. Yeah. Check out my question, Curt. See what you think about those, the question and those answers.
Yeah, didn't really get to see any of this. I know she sat here and typed it in, but customer service on vacation, what is the right way to complain? Mm-hmm. And why are you talking about this?
Because I looked at some of John Held's questions and some of the responses from his community on that page, and I thought, well, that's not going to get you anywhere. Oops, that's not going to get you anywhere. That isn't going to work. Yeah. So what's the right way if you have a complaint in your mind that's a legitimate complaint? How do you give that information to someone to do something about it that's actually going to work? Okay? That's what it's about.
Oh, okay.
And it might be because last week was a rough week full of customer service that I am thankful I still have my job this week for. Let's just throw that out there.
Okay. Yeah, I see that right there. Your choices right here is like basically be a squeaky wheel, because yell, throw things, be demanding. Those are the people that get things done sometimes. Number two is explain the issue and expectations. Is that what you?
Yeah.
All right.
Tell them what's going on.
Next, third is call the front desk. Mm-hmm. And guest services. This would no matter where you're at. It's even if you're at your hotel before you get to your vacation or whatever. Or, I don't know. I guess even this includes lots of things.
Two answers could be right, and two answers
and
are
passive
absolutely
aggressive
wrong.
Complain later on after it's
people
over.
Pick that.
So basically, go do it, suffer, and then make a video about it, and then complain. Some people do that. Anyway.
Wow. I wasn't throwing people under the bus quite that bad, but let's just talk about it. I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Tell me of a situation that you have seen, or you have heard, or you have been a part of, where A, it worked well, or B, it didn't work at all because that wasn't the right way to handle it. I think that from what I have experienced, and it's my own experience, what I have seen is people have become very demanding in this world here lately, and that their expectations are unrealistic, and that even the nicest of nice people have hard time giving people what they want at this point. On the same hand, what if you did have a real problem, like there was a real issue and you complained about it? Did you handle it in the right way? Could you have handled it differently? And did you get the situation resolved? Those are the questions, because let's face it, you work really hard and you do a lot of saving and putting effort into planning your vacation, regardless of what it is. And you want it to go well, like you have those thoughts in your mind, like, I can't wait till I'm sitting on the beach and I have a drink in my hand and an umbrella over me. And oh my gosh, now we can't have the umbrella over us because it's too windy today. Or whatever the case may be.
You complain to Mother Nature on that one?
I don't know who you complain to on that one. But what do you do? Like, I know you put a lot of money into it. Does that give you the entitlement to treat people negatively? Okay, that's the way we want to leave it today. It's deep today, isn't it? It's kind of deep, isn't it? All right, let's say good morning to everyone.
Well, today there's only one thing that was concerning for National Calendar Day, and that is Happy Devil Food Cake Day.
I think it's funny they got devil's food, and they've got in there like an angel food cake. Mm-hmm. So they got the best of both worlds.
Look, right after us, you can catch Controversial Cruising. I seen where the Conscientious Cruiser, they'll be having a show. Says right here, the Conscientious Cruiser will be
on Controversial Cruising
right after us right here. So
episode 30.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know who was having it fast enough to be able to click in.
But make sure you put the link in at the end.
Yeah,
so
please someone put that in. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Desiree Hall, thank you so much for being with us. And by the way, good morning there, Scott. Hope you're doing very well. I caught the tail end of Scott over there on the Astute Tourist, Jimmy. was good to see them, and also Denise was over there. So
Good morning, Danny. Thanks for being here with us this
Danny's
morning.
in here, and I don't know who.
PK Adventure Travels missed you in the spotlight this weekend.
I have no clue. Is that?
I don't know.
I was gone. I was gone to West Virginia all weekend. So Marsha worked all weekend.
I worked all
so
weekend. That might be why my question popped up. Is because I'm a little salty, just a little, like the sea air.
You know, one that comes to mind for me and you was, and I think something happened similar to Greg and Felicia from SCT Adventures. The bathroom trash had toiletries in it. And
stuff in
well,
it
no,
that
Greg had a pair of underwear at his.
Yeah, they were just leaving him an extra pair. I don't know why he was fussing.
And you know, but the way they handle it was fine. I mean, there is. I think sometimes if you just tell the room steward, if it gets taken care of, there's that step. The next step for me, and this is just for a cruise or an all-inclusive, the next step would be to complain, make a phone call. That don't do no good. Go down there. Then you kind of throw things. Just kidding.
Okay,
I'm
don't do
totally,
what
I'm totally
Curt says
kidding.
do.
I'm totally
okay,
kidding.
so let's talk about a little bit. We have had some issues. Okay, so they give you VIP. You're red. Nope, doesn't really give you anything. You're blue. You don't really get anything. Oh my goodness, you're gold, and you get all this wonderful stuff, and then you really don't get it.
Platinum
right?
and on.
Yeah,
They have their own section to go to.
Well, regardless, a lot of times they don't give you the things that they say they're going to give you on that list. I mean, you have to go get them. You have to go find them, right?
You're talking about that complaint. Okay.
Yeah. One of the things that we were supposed to get in our spa room were robes so that we could go to and from the spa, which was right down the hall from us, easily to use the thermal spa all week and that kind of stuff. And we'd never got the robes or the slippers. Well, this happened on this last cruise. We were supposed to get robes and slippers.
I talked to the room steward, and I don't even think I had this conversation with her. He did not know we were gold. He did not know. That's what he said. He said it never showed that we were gold in that room.
And that's okay, because you know what? They were not only Curt.
He's only going by my word.
Curt loves to go to customer services. His favorite thing to do the first day on the ship. It really is. It's very exciting for him to do that.
When I went to there.
How many times did you complain that we hadn't gone to customer service
yet? When I would walk by and I didn't see very many people there.
He'd be like, "Let's go," and I'm like, "I don't want to go to customer service
I'm
over robes."
I'm not like I've got to go right then and there and stand in that huge line. That's not. So don't act like that. I just
anyway
when it's open.
So we went to customer service. We told him what was going on very nicely. Okay, very nicely. We were not rude. We just said, "Hey, we didn't get these. We would love to have them in our room." And I don't think did we ever get the robes?
No.
But we did get a pair.
No,
of
I once it was.
It was just done.
Once
by the time we got it, it was too late.
Yeah.
But
because he asked me if they were in there, and I said
there were a couple other things that we hadn't got. You know, we hadn't gotten or
deal.
whatever we had mentioned. But I can tell you one thing: they immediately called us and said, "Has this been taken care of? Has this?" Mm-hmm. And then they called back. If it wasn't taken care of, they called back and they said,
Guest services called us 3 times.
They were on it. So. Should I have gone up there and slammed my fist down and said, "I demand the robes because you told me you were going to give me the robes," and act like an idiot in front of all the people there because it's my vacation and I paid for it and I deserve those robes? No.
On that complaint, we just was wanting to get what we supposed to get, really. Yeah. And I didn't care no more about the robe other than the first time we said something. That was the second day on the ship, so that's all right.
It's okay. It's all right. Nothing is going to be perfect. Let's see what we're going on and on. Let's say good morning to the rest of the people. Let's see if they got any complaints and they got what they needed or whatever.
Good morning, Ohio Travels with Chris, and good morning there, Scott Smith, Danny Drizzle, the spectacular Dizzle. Oh, I thought it was Drizzle.
Curt.
I could not read that far.
It's sunny in Tri-State today.
Oh, good.
Okay.
John Gaylor is here. Thank you so much. Whoever put
passive aggressive, I love you. That was me.
No, I don't put none of this
I
stuff.
know a lot of you work in customer. Desiree works in customer service. Denise works in customer service. And Denise, I know you're a nurse, but that's customer service. I know a lot of you work in customer service, so I know you know what I'm talking about. And I know you feel it. So I know
you deal
you've
with the
got some
public.
opinions on it.
Hello, Denise. There she is.
Marsha, Kurt. Good morning, Denise. Go Tire Travels.
Allie D right here, and I think they even have a comment here.
Kindness goes a long way with customer service.
Yeah.
If you are rude or cause a scene, it's unlikely you will be happy with anything they do to help.
I don't know. No, wait a minute. I don't, because I have seen more people go to that guest services, and I mean, they'll wait their turn, and then they're up there, and they get louder and louder, and they usually, I don't know, but I think their name starts with a K and ends with Karen. But anyway,
Curt.
I'm sorry.
You know, I try to keep our views up, and then Curt does stuff like that and it ruins it. But no, I really do believe everyone gets frustrated, okay, and I understand that. I really do. Oh, look, controversial cruising. Thank you so much. As soon as we finish talking and going through a few of this, we will show Curt.
See who dance? Me?
Curt, dance.
Thank you.
Let's see what John said. John says he had to pull.
Hold on, there.
He had to pull over to answer. I would be the one to go complain and get snarky, but Jody would stop talking to me for days. So I would just call and explain what's going on and then leave it alone. There are situations, I'm sure, where you should raise the level a little bit. I'm sure there are things that go on that should. But shouldn't you start at the reasonable way and say, look, the waiter brought me something and it had a piece of glass in it. We've heard that before when we were eating. Whatever the case may be. Explain the situation and say, this is what I expect. And don't be crazy with your expectations. Don't go, I expect a free cruise out of it, because that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But give them what you expect them to do about it and then go from there. But I think a lot of times people go from 0 to 10, hit the front gate going at 10 miles an hour, and forget that this person in front of you didn't do whatever it is that you are upset about.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's do some dancing, Curt, and
you ready?
Lighten the mood a little bit. Good morning, Bruce and Cindy with Ocean Travel. Thanks for being there.
Thank you again, our controversial
Thank you, Scott.
There you go.
It's Cruise Life. Good morning to you guys. And I can imagine it's a Cruise Life traveling across, and anyone that travels across seas and things like that. You got
put a lot of
travel
effort
in
into it. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure they face a lot of this right here.
Well,
real quick, DeFam Adventures.
Good
Thank
morning,
you so much
Ron.
for being with us there. Go ahead, Marsha.
All right, so I've done traveling where we've been on planes, and I could tell you, I have a coworker. I won't mention her name. It's not Karen, but it's she is a coworker. And we found out that our plane didn't have a pilot, and it was our last flight to get home. And I wanted to go sit somewhere else and then text her and let her know what was going on, because I knew she wasn't going to like it and knew I was going to hear something about it. But I was like, look, I'm going to tell you something, but I want you to calm down before I tell you, and I don't want you to get mad. Mm-hmm. And I could tell she was going to get mad right away anyway. And I told her what it was, and she started complaining, and she complained loudly, okay? And I said, it's not going to get the pilot in there any quicker if you continue to act that way. You're going to get on the no flight list, and then we can't travel together anymore. So just calm down, And that actually worked. She calmed down a little bit, but I get it. You're tired, you're frustrated, you're just trying to get there, and something happens, and you get all irate, and then you look like an idiot in front of everybody. So just tell me what your thoughts are. What happened to you? How did it get resolved? Have you seen people act this way, and what happened with them?
Real quick here, TNT's of interest to see, and this is Tom says, Hey, creator family, hope you're all doing well. Tough time right now. I know he's, he just lost his mother. He's working and listening. He says, big brother just had a heart attack.
Oh my goodness.
But he's doing okay. Well, prayers
to you and
yeah.
your family. You've gone through a lot in the last couple of weeks, and we'll be thinking about you, Tom, and prayers go out to you and your family. We're all human, reasonable way, then curse. Listen, you are right. Sometimes it takes getting a little firm with them to get it right. Let me tell you what happened to me this past week, and I'm not going to throw any names
I want to
out.
read the question again
go
soon.
ahead.
Okay. It says, customer service on vacation, what is the right way to complain? That's kind of what we're talking about today. 67% of y'all said explain the issue and expectations.
I appreciate
that
some logical brains out there.
Nobody's put, throw things or anything like that. Call the front desk and guest services, or go to guest services, 28%. And we only got one passive aggressive that really worked out. They liked that. They said, yeah, bring it.
Bring it. We'll do this. Hey, good morning to Josh and Chastity with Moonlight Adventures.
Yes.
So last week, I was sitting in a meeting, and at the end of the meeting, I realized there was a situation that happened on one of my communities where one of the homeowners got upset because the grass got messed up a little bit, went outside, took the key out of the lawnmower that the gentleman was using, riding, and verbally and to me physically assaulted the person. And I just decided that, you know what, that's not proper customer service etiquette. And I thought that we needed to talk about it a little bit and get some people back down to earth, because it's grass. It's going to grow back. It's going to be okay.
And these people think, I'm just saying, anyone, and it'd be your own self.
Yeah.
You, like, what's important to you? It could be your kid, or your
safety issues.
Yeah, there's just things can happen. What level are you going to get to? What is it that's? I'll say it. What's going to piss you off for you to?
And some of us hit that point a lot quicker than others. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I go to the customer service, I'm very kind.
You're very nice. I am
a lot nicer than. Okay, I'm nicer than you, but it's only you only get a little bit different after it's about the third time or so.
When I get charged something I'm not supposed to get.
Oh, that's where I forgot that one.
And I talked to the people and they said, oh yeah, we'll take care of it. And then the third time I've gone to customer service and I've been
I forgot that one.
I just want this resolved. Like I did not yell.
Oh, it's still on there?
Firm.
It's still on there?
So I am, you said you were going to do this. You said you're going to charge me this price because I went through the bells and whistles.
You set your expectations, didn't you? Yeah, okay.
You told me you were going to do this because I went through the bells and whistles to get there.
Let me tell you, I go to the side and then just watch like this.
Yeah. He sticks me with all the hard stuff. But I do it in a professional way because I feel like the person across the counter from me did not do what I was upset about. They didn't promise me something and then not deliver, okay? It wasn't the people across. But I am nice about it.
Yeah, you were. You never.
It
just, you went like, I've been here 3 times. And, you told me.
Just want to let you know.
Thank you there, Desiree.
Thank you, Desiree.
Let's see.
Good
There's
morning,
Vicky.
Foodies Vacations.
Good morning, Vicky. Thanks for being with us also. Let me roll on through here. Let's see, Trippin with Kim and Scott's with us. Thank you so much. Hope they're doing very well today. And let me see.
I know. Bam Manola, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Tom, there's a lot of folks in here. I don't
prayers,
know if he can listen or what, but a lot of folks are saying prayers to you, Tom. Bam Manola, thank you so much for
Moonlight Adventures. I love their new logo. I've seen it before, but I love it. I love their new logo.
There's Jimmy.
Jimmy, good morning.
Thank you so much. Let me roll on through a little bit more.
Get off my lawn. Yeah. Like, really?
Yeah, but y'all heard that, and I had to listen. Marsha was on the phone for I don't know how long.
Till 10 o'clock that night yelling.
Talking about the one where the guy took the keys out of something. That's someone else's property there.
So
we don't have to go into detail about it.
I will just tell you this. As a person that works in customer service and works with other people that works in customer service, it's all about how you approach someone. I can tell you, if you get on the phone and you're yelling at me, I'm just going to politely hang up the phone because I am a human being and do not deserve to get talked to that way. Okay, first of all. Second of all, is it really worth the level you're at? I didn't get a robe, so I should go down there and like throw things at customer service because I didn't get a robe. Like, is that how far you should take it? I got ice cream, but they didn't give me an ice cream cone with the sprinkles on it that I wanted. Is it really worth getting to that level? That's my question. Heading to the office. All right, good night. Good day, Moonlight Adventures. Have a great day.
I'm going to end that. We
go
got
ahead.
20 votes in, so we got the best one was explain the issue and your expectation.
And I agree with that.
Yeah, perfect.
If you do not tell them, number one, what the issue was, and number two, how you expect it to be taken care of in a reasonable manner. Not, I didn't get my robes, therefore I deserve a free cruise. But I didn't get my robes. Do you think you could bring them to my room by the end of the day today?
Oh, I don't even say that. Just saying I didn't get it.
Yeah. Do you think I could get them?
It takes a lot when on vacation, and it does. I can definitely see that. There has been things where we've just went, I ain't going down there to fool with this. It's not worth their time. If it ain't a money issue, we really don't ever, other than a phone call.
Most of mine have been the spa. Promise me they're going to give me a discount.
Spas ran separately though, also.
Yeah,
that's a different bunch.
Separately. But I contacted this spa. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. Then I went down to customer service and said, look, I have contacted this spa. They were supposed to give me this deal. They didn't. And I'm now coming to you. And then the third time I went back and said, okay, it's still not taken care of.
I love it. Jimmy always talks about this. Negative. Yeah.
For negative energy. Yeah. I 100%
Positive,
agree with that.
Yeah. That goes so much further. So much further than anything.
Everyone has a job to do. No one is perfect. Everyone's going to mess up and forget your clean towels or forget your wash rag.
Say you're dining and they bring you something that you didn't order. They put gravy on something that you didn't want. Or
they take away your plate before you're ready.
Is that one?
That's one.
I don't remember that.
You weren't ugly about it, but they went to go take your plate, and you were like, no, I want to use I'm going to eat my shrimp with my meal.
Oh.
And that's why it's here.
I usually.
Yeah, you explained it very nicely. You were nice about it, but they did try to take your plate before you were ready for it.
Like they take, they come and got everybody's appetizers that they were done eating.
And we had explained to Curt that what they do is they wait till everything's cleared off for that meal. that part of dinner before they bring the next part.
So I took time to explain back to them that no, I like to eat this with this.
And they were fine.
And they're like, oh, okay. The meal they even offered me more.
Yeah. The meal starts going a lot faster if you explain that to them. The reason I'm saving this is because I want it with this.
Hey, look who's in here.
Sherry, awesome. Sunsets travel good.
Good morning, Sherry. Bama says right here, he said, we hardly ever complain on a cruise unless there's an issue with the room.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's hard to really go at that.
I'll tell you another time that I complained that didn't really have anything to do with the room or the customer service. We had people on a cruise ship with us, and I'm pretty sure that SET Adventures was on there with us when we did this. I can't remember if it was just us, but we had people playing a speaker as loud as possible. You couldn't hear the people talking over the speaker system because of their speaker. They were in the dining room area, and it was loud, and it wasn't necessarily music like elevator music or anything that everybody could listen to.
It'd have been fine if we hadn't been in there.
Yeah, we wouldn't care. But and someone spoke to them. We didn't complain. Someone
with bars on spoke to them. They still didn't.
And they still didn't do it. So someone finally came and basically said something.
Security came.
Yeah, and said, if you don't do this, we will remove you from. And I was like, ooh.
And let me tell you how defiant that person was. They cut it down, and they looked at them as they cut it down until they got an okay. Now that they didn't cut it off.
They just turned it down.
Yeah.
Jimmy's the one that's got the piece of glass in his dessert. I
remember that very well.
And he says, I was cool-headed about it. That's glass. Go back up and put what Jimmy put on there on.
Okay.
I got a piece of glass on the dessert on a cruise, and I was cool-headed and explained the situation. The crew was so apologetic. Of course. And Jimmy, I think you handled that way better than a lot of people would have because it was glass in your dessert. You know what I'm saying? So you were eating it. Yeah. And but that's the way to handle customer service.
That's a really legit right there. Look who's in here.
Bradley's fun. He says, look who's in here. Good morning.
Hope we're doing very well.
Uh-huh.
You can catch them around about 10 or 11. Tell me which time it is. I think I want to say 11 our time.
Okay.
Which, let's see. Do you all stay? Yeah, we love beachside.
Oh, yes.
We stay here.
Yes.
Yes, one of my favorite in Cocoa Beach.
We stayed there so much and gave them so many praises.
They gave me a couple of shirts. They like me so well.
We gave them so many praises on Expedia that their price jumped up and we now can't afford
Yes,
them.
yeah. Now we haven't stayed
Since then.
and we won't be staying. We'll be down there in June, by the way. So we'll be.
So we stayed there about 3 or 4 times.
9:30.
And
Okay.
every time we stayed there, we gave them a good 9:30. Check them out, 9:30 a.m.
Follow the Bradleys, fun.
But their price jumped up after we kept giving, and I'm sure
It ain't called
it wasn't just us, but I'm sure people
well,
were going and giving them,
they
redid everything.
Yeah, I was going to say they had an overhaul of the whole place, and it has a great lazy river, one of the best ones. And you're allowed to take your drink in the pool.
You can sit in the pool and drink your drink as you go around in circles.
I wanted to go there in June, but it's like
too
Miami's prices right now
What
at this
did John
time of
say?
year. That's where I'm going to. John, right there he is.
On our last cruise, second morning, someone started grinding behind my.
Oh, my room is behind the room at 6
grinding my
a.m.
home at 6 a.m.
He said I called and complained. Third morning,
same thing. I called. Fourth morning, same thing. I was not happy.
no.
No phone. Yep, I gotcha.
Let's see. We should go see you. I'm about 55 minutes from Cocoa Beach. We'll let you know. We're usually there. Probably won't be down to the 27th. Maybe we could do dinner that evening.
Yeah, dinner.
Let me see. Look who's with us.
That's true. Good morning. Thanks for being here this morning with us. We're talking about customer service and what's the right way to deal with customer service and what's not the right way. And I'm sure there are more stories than what we've heard in here about this. What does Bam Manola have to say?
Oh, yeah. Right there we go.
Our last cruise, we got a letter on our door saying there was a smell of wacky weed in our area. I was upset that whoever it was smoking that they didn't share. Just kidding. I gotcha. We saw the dog, so we saw the dog.
We saw a dog stop at a door and sit
sniffing
there.
And sit.
And then it was done. It was done. We had to keep going, or we would have stood in the hall and watched for a while.
Yeah, I'm like, us nosy people were like.
We hadn't even left the port yet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And was that this last cruise or the Magic?
It was the last cruise.
So it was on.
No, it wasn't. It was on the Magic. Because
okay.
I remember the hallway was different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
it was the Magic.
because that one woman was decorating her door, and this was just right down from her. And we were just sitting, we were like, oh, let's pull up a chair and watch this. Yeah.
Nosy people. It's like the people
thank you
that
so much. I appreciate that very much, Jimmy. I'm real happy. I really didn't know the video would do anything. I told Marsha, I said, I think I got what I could get. We were so busy with everybody that day on embarkation day.
We've got to start videotaping more. And I'm like,
yeah.
I feel like
but thank you guys for watching it. And I appreciate that. The latest right there when it comes to the embarkation day, boarding day, as it's called. Let's see. The Fam Adventure says, okay, guys.
Have a great day. Be sure to hit that thumbs up. It's about that time.
It is getting close to that time. Appreciate that very much.
Follow
the Bradley says.
I was trying to enjoy a relaxing sunbathe on the deck, and this kid was at the front row, raising his hands and screaming at the top of his lungs, "I'm the king of the world!"
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I would do that. That would be me. I'm that person. I always go, I'm the life of the party. And usually I have already been
by that point, when she says those words, when you start hearing her say how she is, yeah, it's... Marsha, let's go. Come on.
Time for you to go to bed, Marsha. It's only 8 o'clock in the morning, Curt. So, thank y'all so much for coming and watching us today. And I know it was a kind of negative topic, but we can turn it into good things.
Yeah.
Just remember, it's always best to be nice to people and polite.
Positive mental attitude.
Yep. So just remember, be nice to people this week. It is a holiday week this week.
Oh, yeah, we're working up to Memorial Day weekend. We'll talk about that later on as we go this week. Tell us what you're going to be doing. We'll do that tomorrow or one day this week.
This week.
Come back and share with us, what's coming up. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we got to go. Make sure you run over there to Conscientious Cruiser and watch the show. I'm assuming it's Chet and Elisa and Scott. Yes. So thank y'all for being here, and
Have a
we'll see
great
you
day.
tomorrow. This is CME Traveling.
Daily Coffee Talk. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.